He's got a few stories that I've read you were talking about on NME recently that are very funny, like stories from back in the day. First one, Arctic Monkey story, which involves Ian coming out with a very funny line involving the Kaiser Chiefs.
Yeah, well, this, I think, shows how different everyone in my band is. Because like I was away watching Bell and Sebastian and enjoying Bell and Sebastian a lot. And I came back to the dressing room, and apparently when I'd been gone, Mike, our drummer's little sister, had been asleep on the floor, and Ian had been sleeping in a chair. And the Arctic Monkeys had thrown a big bottle of champagne over the roof and like shouted things about us. And it over the partition, over the roof. And it nearly hit Mikey's sister in the head. And it would have, the big champagne, it would have really hurt her. So Ian picked it up, smashed it, kicked their door in, and said, I wish one of you cunts through this. You're not fucking with the Kaiser Chiefs now, which I think is kind of amazing. I didn't see that, but I heard that from the rest of my band. But I came back and he'd been like taken away by security. What happened? What happened? Well, he did what? What was it? Was it you, trophy head? He said, you're not fucking with the Kaiser Chiefs now. Going for the bottle. Like, wow. And I'm watching Bell and Sebastian at the same time.
Yes. And then I laughed out loud at this one about the bravery, where I think they were getting compared a lot to the Killers at the time. So you,
I kept calling them the Killers. I kept walking up with the bravery and calling them the Killers. Hey, and they're like, we're not the Killers with the bravery. And then I would say, it was an honest mistake, and run away. That was kind of the game I've been playing. I've been doing that a lot, and then I thought, because then at the same, I'd written the same time, the same festival, but like the week before we'd been at Glastonbury, and bands could review other bands, and I'd reviewed the Magic Numbers and made loads of jokes about them being terrible. And at that same moment, I was running away from the bravery. The Magic Numbers had found my band. We're trying to start with them. So I ran away from the bravery and looked up, and all my band were pointing at me. What's going on? And the Magic Numbers came to sort of to rumble with me as well. Don't pick up. They're quite. That was a mistake. Their drummer especially was a pretty solid guy. I wouldn't like to be in a fight with him, but luckily it got stopped. But yeah. I think I just liked a lot of mischief. I was often in trouble. I think the things it's fun, isn't it? I enjoyed all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely. And I think one the enemy latched onto at the time was something between you and Kelly from Bloc Party.
Oh, that followed me on for a bit. Like, well, I can't remember. I didn't have a laptop, really back then. So in my head, I did an interview for Play Louder. So it's only the internet. No one's going to read that. No one reads the internet. Yeah, I thought in 2007, and everyone does read it. And I'd slagged off Bloc Party in the interview. I was very drunk at Glastonbury, so I said he's always slagging off Oasis, but it's the same trick. The Bloc Party just ripping off the Gang of Four instead of T-Rex, and the Beatles. It's still just nonsense about helicopters and chocolate. And then I completely forgot that I'd said it. The next time I saw Kelly, we were playing Tea in the Park. He was glaring at me. I was like, well, that's weird. What's that about? And then on stage at Tea in the Park, he dedicated Helicopter to me. I said, that's nice of him. Why is he doing that? And then he went on T4 afterwards and started. They're like, who's the favourite? Who are you looking forward to seeing this weekend or something? And he was like, Fatty Argos. And they're like, who's what? Who's Fatty Argos? And he was like calling me fat on TV. And that's when my friends realised that he wasn't being nice. You got some beef with Kelly from Bloc Party. And it went on for ages, and I was like, oh, that's a bit embarrassing. I sort of forgot about it. And then I was in East London, which I was already embarrassed about, because I don't like East London. I've been dragged there. And then he was in this bar, and he kept coming up to me and like trying to start a fight with me. And I got really exhausted with him. And I said, look, mate, I shouldn't have said what I said to a journalist, but to be fair, you are a bit moany. And I said, as I did moany with my hand, he punched me in the head. I got dragged and thrown out by the bouncers. And then let him back in again to have another go at me, which is really funny, I think. And then people were asking us questions about it. It's in the Sun and the Sport and stuff. It was funny because they said the front man from Bloc Party punched the singer from Art Brut. But really, it's the other way around. Yeah, he's the singer. I'm not really the singer. And then the enemy asked me about it, and I said that it was, you shouldn't be calling me fat, really. That's the kind of comment that killed Karen Carpenter. And he was a dickhead. And then I think I said he was a dickhead, and then it was everywhere. We'd be in Canada and open up a magazine, and it'd be like, Brute, say, Kelly from Bloc Party is a right dickhead. It's like, oh no, it's like I can't ever escape it. It's a nightmare. And then years later, like a few years ago in Germany, here, I was giving an award out, like an award ceremony for some Wellington boots. They were like fashion item of the year or something. And Kelly was there. Kelly won best, for some reason, best live performance or best album or something. And I thought, it's been a long time now, you know? So I thought I'd smile at him, or sort of wave at him or something. He wouldn't look at me. It was really weird. And on stage, I was like, giving the word, I was trying to smile at him. He still got a bit of a grudge, I think. And then what was really embarrassing is there was free drink at this thing. So I was making my way quite fast afterwards to the free bar and didn't see in front of me, Kelly was just there. And a journalist or a photographer leaned over me and tapped him on the shoulder, like take a photo. And he looked a bit behind him like that, and he thought it was me tapping him on the shoulder, and he ran off. I was like, oh no, it's really bad. One, I don't really want to speak to you. And two, it was just a really awkward, the whole thing. But I thought by now that would have blown over. That followed me for ages, that Kelly from Bloc Party. I never punched him back or anything. He just, swung at me. I mean, I am annoying. It's funny that all those people, he's the one that finally snapped and tried to punch me. That Dominic never punched me. The Magic Numbers didn't get to punch me. The Bravery didn't punch me. Kelly. Yeah, there you go.
Do you think you thought you were going to get your own back when you ran away?
With Kelly?
Yeah.
I think he just didn't want to speak to me.
Fair.
I imagine he doesn't like me. I would guess. So it's fun. I just thought it was nice. Like we started in the same place. You know, like the Bloc Party supported us when they were called the Union, like in New Cross. But they'd already secretly signed a record deal and stuff. They were just sort of, I don't know, doing whatever they do. But so I've known them for a long time. But I had to be like, another person I've upset.
And then the last one was just one about you giving Paul McCartney a kick up the arse at some point.
Yeah. Well, that was at the NME Awards. I've only ever been, maybe this is why, we've only ever been invited to the NME Awards once. And the rest of our group, only I got a ticket, and I felt bad. I went. And I was sort of by myself. I couldn't talk to many other bands because I'd upset them all. I couldn't go and hang out with the others or something, you know. So I was up at the bar by myself, drinking.
You get put on a random table at that point then?
No, I was by the door. So I wasn't at it. I didn't get a table. So I was like, by the bar, really, by the free bar, obviously. And the drinking and trying to make friends. And I still smoked then. And I went in my pockets looking for change for the cigarette machine. I was walking backwards looking at my change. And I felt my leg like hit somebody really hard. And I turned around and to like see what it was, and it was Paul McCartney. I kicked Paul McCartney hard enough for him to you know. So yeah, in the bum. Well, top of the thigh, I'd say, more than bum. But he didn't say anything. He got rushed off by the people he was with. But it was like, I saw him grimace. I was like, I just kicked Paul McCartney. And also, that was another moment. Like, am I hallucinating this? But it definitely happened. Yeah, I kicked Paul McCartney. I say bum because it's funny, but it was more the upper thigh.
Fair play, right?